Assalamualaikum and hi to Prof. Madya Dr. Muhammad Khalil bin Omar and my fellow friends. Today, our group will be present about interactive projects under performance appraisal forms.
Before we start, let me introduce our team member. Khairunisa binti Abdul Hamid, Nurul Huda binti Hashim, Atirah binti Abdul Rahim, Nur Atikah binti Rosli, Siti Nur Syafiqah binti Ghazali, Abdul Hasif bin Abdul Jalil and Nurul Izzati binti Isma Yatim. Without further ado, let us start.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to Prof. Khalil. My name is Nurul Izzati. The position we chose for this performance appraisal is Assistant Manager Audit in Accounting Partner Sdn Berhad Company. As you can see, this is the job description or JD for the selected positions. Then, the first sheet contains of all the basic employee informations and her overall performance results. This performance appraisal will be filled in by the employee itself and evaluated by her first and second supervisor of the year. We proceed to the next sheet is about related to her KPI. Basically, her KPI is extracted from the balance scorecard BSC. Her roles is set based on the 4 BSC quadrants and also her job description. This part will be filled in by the employee with the support from the appendices. Next is evaluation for her competency. This part will be evaluated by herself, first supervisor and also her second supervisor. Then we proceed to the last part, which are achievements, goals and comments parts. Supervisor and herself will be comment at these sections. It's allow them to see her achievements, contributions throughout the year, and together they comes out with her personal development plan. Lastly, for appendix, this is as a proof or evidence to the KPI so that there will not be any disputes in future.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Abdul Hasif. I will start off with the first form to be filled in. This is a key performance indicator. KPI are quantifiable measure that user to evaluate of success or performance of an organization's project or individuals. KPI are specific metric to provide insight in how effectively objectives are being achieved, and the total KPI contributions in the appraisal form is a 70%. This KPI will be filled out by the employer herself. Key performance indicator KPI and their weightage is based on the 4 quadrants: financial, risk and governance, service excellence and the talent management. The weightage is determined by the head of the department. First is financials. The quadrant has a total weightage of the 10%. It focuses on generating sustainable return and the asset surplus within the defined risk appetite. Second, risk and governance. The quadrants carry off the weightage of 30%. This pertains to managing and the mitigating risk while ensuring compliance with the governance and regulatory requirements. Number 3 is the service excellence. This quadrant holds the highest weightage is 50%. This quadrant is the highest of the 4 auditor as a work reflects on ensure that consulting is emphasized delivering excellent service and to customer or the client. Number 4 is the talent management. The talent management quadrant has a weightage of 10%. It involves managing and developing the skills, capabilities, performance of the employee. All KPI being guided with 1 to 5 marks. Let's look for the examples. The financial quadrants, the strategies outcome which taken from the employee versions I mentioned is to generate sustainable return and asset surplus within a defined risk appetite. The KPI start here, cost vs budget. For internal auditor, cut costs from the company version of mission. This mark varies according to the percentage in the value risk VAR achieved by the employee as a appearance here. Based on the appraisal forms, the corresponding weightage for the performance actual score is a 4, supported by the appendix B. The indicator of the employee has performed well within the defined of the risk appetites. The weightage of 4 indicator of the positive assessment of their performance in the meeting strategies, outcome of the generating sustainable return and the asset surplus.
Assalamualaikum Prof. My name is Khairunisa. I will continue with the calculations of overall result for performance appraisal. As mentioned earlier, appraisal result is contributed from 30% competency and 70% KPI. From here, it will lead to ratings of either unsatisfactory, require improvement, satisfactory, good, or excellent. From the example shown, the competency is 72. This is being formulated from the sums of mark from competencies divided by 150, which is the total maximum score. To get 30%, 72 is times by 0.3, which is equivalent to 21.6 that is appeared in this cell. As for overall KPI, total section score for 4 quadrants, that is financial, risk and governance, service excellence and talent management, is 74.8. This is being formulated by the total of each quadrant divided by 5, which is the maximum score for each KPI. 70% from overall KPI is being formulated with 74.8 times by 0.7, which is equivalent to 52.36 as shown in this cells right here. Therefore, the overall appraisal result in this cell is counted as 21.6 plus 52.36, that is equivalent to 73.96. This marks shows the rated of satisfactory as appeared in this as right here. This overall result will also be appeared in the employee information result, as it will show the brief of the overall performance result for 2023. That is all from me. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Assalamualaikum.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nur Syafika binti Ghazali and I'm going to explain on competency and result. Competency in an appraisal form refers to the evaluation and assessment of an individual's skills, knowledge, abilities and behaviors that are relevant to their job or roles. It involves assessing how well an employee meets the required standards and expectations for their positions. This appraisal form includes specific competencies such as job skills and knowledge, quality of work, initiative where the employee able to think and act without being structured in great details, judgment, adaptability, teamwork and cooperation, accuracy, alertness, creativity, communication and collaboration. So the purpose of assessing competency in an appraisal form is to provide feedback, identify areas for improvement, and make decisions regarding to promotion, training, and development opportunities and performance rewards or consequences. So these competencies contribute 30% in this appraisal form, and it can be vary depending on the organization. These competencies are assessing by bars scoring system. Bar scoring, or we call it as behaviorally anchored rating skills scoring, is a method used in a performance appraisal to evaluate an employee's behavior and performance, and it involves using a rating scales that include specific behavioral examples of performance at different levels, which are anchored to numerical ratings. Bar scoring is considered to be more objective and reliable method of performance appraisal compared to other subjective methods. It provides clear behavioral examples that can help reduce bias and ensure consistency in evaluation. Overall, competency assessment plays a vital role in the appraisal form and appraisal process by providing a structured and objective way to evaluate employee skills and abilities, and it helps inform decisions related to career development, promotion and rewards.
Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Atira and I will continue by explaining how the competency is evaluated. Typically, employees are given the opportunity to evaluate their own competency and skill. They reflect on their performance and provide self-assessment rating for each competency listed in the appraisal form. The employee will fill in all 10 competencies. Once completed, the first supervisor will enter mark and justify the mark given. This is usually done after a during discussion with the employee. The first supervisor is the immediate supervisor or a high-rank individual than the employee. After the first supervisor complete the assessment, the second supervisor will continue the assessment with their own mark and justification. Let's look at a few examples, starting with job skill and knowledge. This competency demonstrates professional skill and knowledge of the responsibility and duties assigned to the position. The employee evaluates her staff with 3 marks for this competency, while the first supervisor entered 4. The mark given by the first supervisor can be either lower or higher than the employee's self-evaluation. The first supervisor will be provided the justification for the mark given. The same process applies to the second supervisor, who can enter any mark that are lower or higher than the mark given by either the employee or the first supervisor. For example, the second supervisor gives a rating of 3 with the justification that the employee is truly knowledgeable and skilled in the duties assigned. Next, quality of work. This competency produces accurate, neat and true work whether self-initiated or supervised. For this competency, employee evaluates 3 for herself, but first supervisor gives 5 marks. His justification is she produced quality, neat through the work, and above all, always put quality first. Her second supervisor gives 3, but as a professional, she said she produced quality work, is neat and best quality at the forefront of all of she does. Finally, the overall mark for the competency will be a combination of the employee's self-assessment, the first supervisor evaluation, and the second supervisor assessment. In this form, this evaluation from ourselves, the first supervisor and the second supervisor contribute 30% of the final rating.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone, my name is Nurul Huda. For my part, I will explain on major achievement and contribution as well as stakeholder input and employee comments. This component will be separated from other worksheet as it does not involve any marks. However, it still can be one of the factors that affect the overall performance. First, let's start with major achievement and contribution. This part will be entered by the employee herself. This is focusing on what she had achieved and contribute throughout the year. This component is divided by 3, namely Section A, Section B and Section C. Section A is meant for any participation of either contest or competition that related to creative innovation within the organization or for the country that will have impact company objective. From the example, this employee had entered that she participated in the project called Innovation for Better Productivity from 23rd April to 24th April 2023. Section B on the other hand means for any representing meant for department, company or country. From the example, this employee had represented the audit department to give a talk on new audit process approach in Johor on 2nd July 2023. Lastly, Section C is meant for any activities involved. From the example, this employee only involved in company staff union for the whole year. For the comment sections, it should be done by the employee herself and both supervisor. Before any comments made, supervisor, especially the first supervisor, should have face-to-face communication with the employee. This is to avoid bias or unfair treatment. This is also the time for supervisor to inform on the improvement. After they have done, then supervisor will enter her comments, signatories and dates in this section. Finally, the employee comment section is for the employee to share their thought on the work have been accomplished in 2023. The employee should also put on her signature and the date of face-to-face communication with the supervisor.
Thanks to Nurul Huda and hi Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nur Atika binti Rosli. I'm gonna continue to explain the other major component in the appraisal form, which is development, achievement and professional development plan. As for development contribution, which is referred to individual development that plans specified courses of action to be taken to improve our performance, achieving the goals that in the development plan allow employees to keep abreast of change in their field or profession. Such plan highlight an employee's strength and the areas in need of development, and they provide an action plan to improve in areas of weakness and further development area of strength. This employee has taken certificate knowledge of advanced Excel skill. These skills include the ability to use all advanced function in Excel. With the rise of big data and data analytics, advanced Excel skills are a real asset both during the job hunt and everyday work tasks. This employee just need to reimbursement for only costs and need to be completed by June 2024. Intermediate level accountant are typically expected to know things like how to use VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP function and also pivot tables. Last but not least, this employee also has taken ACI Analytics Software Advanced skill, include a data extraction and analysis software used for fraud detection and prevention and also risk management. It samples large data set to find irregularities or pattern in transaction that could indicate control weakness or fraud. This employee just need to reimbursement for 5 days online course and to be completed by July 2024. Restricted network traffic for better network performance. A level of security for network access specifying which area of the server, network, or service can be accessed by a user and which cannot. Granular monitoring of the traffic existing and entering the system.